Hello and welcome to Cinemastrophe. I'm Don Perignon and it's our 5th anniversary. If I seem a little melancholy, it's because even though I'm proud that this show has lasted for 5 years, I was stupid enough to make it a tradition that we review something related to Twilight every anniversary. That's because you destroyed my copy of New Moon last year. What are you doing? Unfortunately, one of my adoring fans mistook my empathy over the situation for sorrow and sent me a new copy. Huzzah.
All bets are off! All bets are off! All bets are off! What the fuck did you think? What the hell I was going to do? Every time I stand in front of you, so you don't have disrespect. How far can you take that bullshit? Now it's time to get this shit on! Oh, that's wrong! Oh, that's wrong! Oh, that's wrong! Oh, that's wrong! All bets are off!
So the movie starts out with Bella in a field with Edward and an old woman. Talk about giving new meaning to the phrase, taking the old broad out the pasture. You know, Bella, when I said I wanted a vintage meal tonight, this wasn't what I had in mind. Little known fact, this is actually the opening to a Broadway play Stephanie Myers once pitched. It was called The Vampire, the Idiot, in the Mirror.
Happy birthday, Bella.
But it all turns out to be a dream around Bella's biggest fear, growing old. Because this series didn't insult the dignity of women enough already. We head back to the town, who seems to see more clouds than Bespin's Cloud City, where the stupidity continues as Bella refuses to celebrate her 18th birthday. 18? She only has half a century of her life left. No wonder she's worried. This doesn't go over too well with Edward, since she didn't want him to get her a gift, but will accept one from the newly juiced up Jacob.
Hello, nurse.
I was just buying a part for the rabbit. You should really come take a ride when it's done.
I'm kidding.
Okay, good.
Get away from her, you bitch!
Alice convinces Bella to come to a birthday party the Cullens are throwing for her, with some help from Jasper's mood-altering ability.
The Force can have a strong influence on the weak-minded.
We're introduced to the Volturi, who are the head of all vampires, and we find out that Carmine used to be a part of them.
You're a very old, very powerful family. I guess they're the closest thing to royalty my world has. You lived with them for a few decades. Described them as very refined. No respect for human life, of course.
Yes, well, this is all tremendously boring.
This leads to another discussion about Bella being turned into a vampire, which Edward refuses to do.
Bella, the only thing that can hurt me is you. And I don't have anything else to be afraid of.
It's not true.
I swear Kristen Stewart's acting makes porn stars look like Oscar nominees by comparison. It's like watching a wooden puppet trying to emote fear through its hollow, lifeless eyes as it's being dipped into a roaring pit of fire. There was an interview when Kristen Stewart talked about her acting. How did that go?
I did a movie called Speak, this like Lifetime movie, and that was the first time I was like, wow, this feels like breathing.
Spoken like someone who never bothered to watch her performance.
Man, that's just mean.
That's mean, man.
Later that night, she gets a paper cut opening up a birthday card, causing Jasper to flip the fuck out. You know, for someone who can read the future, Alice really sucks at it. You'd think she would have said, and here's a card from my parents. Don't open it until you get home. Trust me on this one. He'll thank me later. This little incident causes Edward to rethink this whole vampire-human relationship. Who would have guessed it would be hard to have a relationship with something your family looks at as dinner?
I'm a fucking moron.
So, rather than changing her into a vampire because she believes she would lose her soul, Edward dumps her in the middle of the woods and leaves her there.
Whoa. What a dick.
We have to leave Forks.
Why?
Carlisle's supposed to be 10 years old and he looks. People are starting to notice.
Okay,
You know, maybe she took acting lessons from a porn star. Everything she says sounds like she's trying to hold a conversation while getting some pipe laid into her, even when she's getting dumped.
Please. Don't.
For Charlie's sake. And I'll promise something to you in return. This is the last time you'll ever see me. I won't come back. And you can go on with your life without any interference from me.
I'll have what she's having.
Chasing after Edwards into the woods, I guess she gets lost. At least that's what I prefer to think is what happened, rather than she got so depressed she cried herself to sleep in the middle of the woods filled with not only wild animals but blood-hungry vampires, because no writer could be stupid enough to actually put that down on paper, even if it is the way the director portrayed it. Well, maybe Shyamalan.
I am the servant of the power behind the nothing.
Naturally, a search party is formed to look for her because she's been gone for hours, when one of the Native Americans come out of the woods carrying her in his arms. This leads to a series of abnormal behaviors, including, but not limited to, sitting in her room for 3 months wearing the same dirty-ass clothes.
Ooh, nasty.
Writing hundreds of emails that are never answered.
That's stupid. You're stupid. Stop being stupid.
And night terrors. Because she got dumped. Excuse me. Stupid, 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 stupid. After her father threatens to send her to live with her mother, Bella finally decides to try and interact with the rest of the world, and we're treated to this bit of nothingness.
That many zombie movies anyway. It's supposed to like draw a parallel about leprosy. My cousin had leprosy. It's not funny, you know? And like, it's supposed to be a metaphor for consumerism, because don't be so...
Oh my God, who the hell cares?
Bella spots a group of bikers and is considering going for a ride with them when she sees an image of Edward warning her.
Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
This leads her to do a series of dangerous acts just to see phantom images of Edward. And now you know, fellas, breaking up with a woman causes them to suffer from schizophrenia, which is why they always make you the bad guy and try to stab you afterwards. She also starts spending a lot more time with Jacob so we can get I love you, Jacob, but I'm not over Edward. You're so nice and sweet to me, Jacob, but Edward stares at me. You're here, Jacob, but Edward appears in my psycho-deluded mind. You're so big and strong, Jacob, but Edward is so... pale. Oh, right, there's supposed to be werewolves in this movie. Jacob and his clan are werewolves. Surprise! And now it's time to play everyone's favorite game. How many pointless scenes can we fit in an hour? Wolf Rage. Men wearing no shirts. Homophobia.
So you're a werewolf. Well, can't you find a way to just stop? I mean, it's wrong.
Or talking to people who aren't there.
Alice, I'm all right. Until I'm alone.
Sulking. Victoria's return, her sudden 5-minute later departure, the death of Wrath Macaulay, driving. Aww, sorry movie, you're one short of the grand prize, but thanks for playing and better luck next time. Alice returns because she saw a vision of Bella jumping off a cliff. Her and Jacob participate in a staring contest.
You can't win!
And when Edward calls asking to speak to Bella's father, Jacob tells him that her father's arranging a funeral. I like how he just walks over and answers the phone without permission to claim his territory. Her father's gonna flip his shit when he comes home and finds the place smelling like piss. Thinking Bella is dead, Edward decides to kill himself, which Alice immediately sees. What did you expect? Her powers are activated by plot convenience. His plan is to get the Valtori to kill him for revealing himself in public. So it's off to Italy for the dimensionally challenged duo to stop him. Rather than sit here and talk about more boring stuff that happens in the, I don't know, next 15 minutes or so, I thought it'd be more fun to take a look at a few of the technical mistakes thus far. Romeo and Juliet book magically disappears. There must be other vampires in town since apparently these two can't be photographed. It would seem the Rambler learned the art of teleportation. This truck hates Bella so much it drove to a different parking spot. Bella's driving skills are so amazing that she never has to turn the steering wheel once, even though she's clearly driving on a winding road. The phone Jacob used to answer Edward's call was all an illusion. These two can't decide who should be taller. Bella's so fast she can run through a fountain and not get her feet wet. They manage to save him just in time, but the Valtori still wants to have a word with them, where they find out that Bella is immune to all their powers.
Jane.
Remarkable.
Now, if you've never seen these movies before, I want you to remember this one character right here. After all the boredom, all the stupidity, all the bullshit problems that have simple solutions to them, like Edward taking Bella to live on an island alone somewhere. We'll get to that in a later movie. This one character makes it all worth it. Shh. Don't spoil it for them. At first, they're gonna kill Bella until Alice tells them that she had a vision that Bella will become a vampire. So they decide to let her live. Great, just what the world needs, an immortal Christian Stewart huffing for all eternity. Now you think the movie would end right there, but no! It goes on for another 20 minutes. What the fuck could they possibly have left to say that's so important that they needed another 20 fucking minutes? Bullshit, 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 bullshit. They decide to turn her after graduation and they get married. God, this movie was just as bad as the first one. Granted, the special effects were better than the first one, but even if we didn't have to sit through Stewart's acting, the story is too long, filled with moments of boredom. There is absolutely no chemistry between Stewart and any, and I mean any of her male co-stars. And watching this movie for 2 hours and 10 minutes through that saturated gray filter makes you feel like you're going colorblind. I'm sure everyone who saw this in the theaters felt like a gremlin walking out of the auditorium due to all the now blinding bright colors in the world. Look at this, even when people are smiling, the depressed ambience makes you want to slit your wrists. I'd get it if this was film noir or a post-apocalyptic movie, but this is a love story. So why would you make your world a depressing, bleak gray? What am I saying? This isn't a love story. It's a documentary on the mating habits of stupid people. I'm Don Perignon saving you from getting ripped off.
It's coming! Here's one! Back to the face!
Yeah.